Welcome back to our channel Rare Coins Collections. Coin enthusiasts and treasure hunters. Today, we're diving into the world of one of the most iconic US coins, the 5-cent coin, better known as the nickel. But not just any nickel. We're focusing on a special version of the 1964 5-cent piece that might be hiding in your collection or even in your pocket change, and trust me, you'll want to pay attention to this one. If you've got a 1964 nickel with the right mint mark and condition, it could be worth an incredible amount of money. In fact, this coin could easily make you a small fortune. Stick around, because we're about to reveal just how much this rare nickel could be worth. Let's start by understanding the 1964 5-cent coin and what makes it stand out from the rest. The United States 5-cent coin, or nickel, has been a staple in American currency for well over a century. The design featured on the 1964 nickel is the familiar one that has been in circulation since 1938, the portrait of Thomas Jefferson, the third President of the United States, on the obverse side, and his home, Monticello, on the reverse side. This design, created by Felix Schlag, has become one of the most recognizable coin designs in the world. Now, you might be thinking, isn't the 1964 nickel just like any other 5-cent coin from that era? Well, not exactly. While most of the 1964 nickels were made in large quantities, the key to their value lies in the mint mark and the condition of the coin. You see, in 1964, there were different mint marks used depending on where the coin was struck: the Philadelphia Mint, the Denver Mint, and the San Francisco Mint. The Philadelphia Mint coins typically have no mint mark, while coins from Denver are marked with a D, and those from San Francisco carry an S. What makes the 1964 5-cent coin particularly interesting, though, is the relatively rare instances where certain mint marks or specific conditions can elevate its value. While most of these coins were minted in high numbers, coins from certain years, such as 1964, became more interesting to collectors as the years passed because they're often found in less than perfect condition. The most sought-after 1964 nickels are those that were struck with very specific mint marks, especially the ones with the D mint mark from Denver. These are the coins that can fetch the highest value, and even a well-worn 1964 nickel with this mint mark can be worth more than face value. But hold on, there's something even more intriguing about the 1964 5-cent coin. There's a particular 1964 D mint mark nickel that has caused collectors to buzz with excitement. Why, you ask? The 1964 D nickel was originally struck with a die that was meant to be used for coins from a previous year. As a result, the 1964 D nickels, in certain cases, show signs of doubling or a minting error that can make them extremely rare and highly collectible. These errors are often due to issues during the minting process, such as misaligned dies or other minor production flaws. Collectors will pay a premium for these rare error coins, which makes finding one of these 1964 D nickels even more valuable. But let's take it one step further: the condition of the coin is absolutely crucial. Coins that have been circulating for decades often show signs of wear and tear, scratches, discoloration, and even dents. While a well-worn 1964 nickel may still have some value, a coin that has been carefully preserved in excellent or uncirculated condition can see a massive increase in value. If you happen to stumble upon a 1964 D nickel that's been kept in pristine condition, it could be worth far more than you expect. So, what exactly are we talking about when it comes to value? Here's the jaw-dropping part. A 1964 5-cent coin with the rare D mint mark in perfect, uncirculated condition can fetch a staggering amount. Collectors have been known to pay as much as $75,000 for a single 1964 D nickel in mint condition. Yes, you heard me right, $75,000 for a single coin that started out as just a humble 5-cent piece. That's the kind of value we're talking about here. A 1964 D nickel in perfect, error-free condition could be your ticket to a small fortune. But remember, finding a coin in pristine condition can be tricky. Most of these coins were used in everyday transactions and have been worn down over the years. So, if you do happen to come across one in mint condition or with a minting error, it could very well be worth a life-changing amount of money. Now, I can almost hear you asking, how do I know if I have one of these valuable coins? The first step is to check the mint mark. If your 1964 nickel has a D mint mark, you're already on the right track. Next, you'll want to closely inspect the coin for any signs of wear or damage. If it's in pristine condition, or better yet, if it has a minting error, then you may have something really special in your hands. It's important to get your coin professionally graded by a reputable service to determine its exact value. A coin that's graded as mint state or uncirculated will be worth significantly more than one that's been in circulation for decades. If you find that your 1964 D nickel is in top-tier condition, don't be surprised if you get offers from collectors or coin dealers who recognize its true value. So, what can we take away from all of this? The 1964 D 5-cent coin is more than just a piece of pocket change. It's a rare and valuable treasure that could be worth an astonishing amount of money. If you have one of these coins in excellent condition, you could be sitting on a small fortune. Keep an eye out for these rare finds, and remember, it only takes one coin to change everything. Today might be the day your collection is about to get a whole lot more exciting. We're going to dive deep into the United States 5-cent coin from 1990. Now, you may be wondering, what's so special about a 1990 nickel, right? Well, it's not just any nickel. This particular coin might just be the hidden gem in your collection or, if you're lucky, the one you find while going through your spare change. We'll reveal why this simple 5-cent coin could be worth a jaw-dropping amount of money. So, stick with me until the end because what we're about to uncover could turn your coin collecting hobby into a potential goldmine. The 1995-cent coin is part of the regular series of nickels that have been circulating in the United States for many years. It features the famous portrait of Thomas Jefferson, the third President of the United States, on the obverse side. On the reverse, you'll find a representation of Jefferson's home, Monticello, which has been the reverse design for the nickel since 1938. But while the design is iconic and familiar, it's the condition of the coin and, of course, the presence of certain mint marks that can make this 1990 nickel a valuable find. Now, you may ask, what sets the 1990 nickel apart from other nickels from the same era? Great question. The key to this coin's potential worth lies in its rarity, condition, and unique variations. When coins are minted, they're typically produced in large quantities. Most coins are used in everyday transactions and can easily be found in change. However, certain years or specific mint marks can make a particular coin more desirable to collectors. The 1990 nickel, for example, may seem common at first glance, but when you factor in the mint mark, condition, and any possible errors, the coin's value skyrockets. Like most U.S. coins, the 1990 nickel was minted in different locations. You've probably seen nickels with the P mint mark for Philadelphia, D for Denver, and S for San Francisco. But here's where it gets interesting. Most of the 1995-cent coins were made at the Philadelphia Mint, and they don't have a mint mark. These are relatively easy to find, and in terms of value, they don't command a high price. However, some of the 1990 nickels were minted in Denver, marked with the D mint mark, and these can sometimes be rarer and more valuable, depending on the condition. The real treasure, though, lies in the condition of the coin. Coins that have been circulating for decades are often worn down, scratched, and faded. The 1990 nickels you see in circulation are likely to have some level of wear. But for collectors, the real value comes from finding a coin in excellent or uncirculated condition. A nickel that looks like it just came out of the mint, with little to no wear, is incredibly sought after. One important factor to remember is that coin collectors aren't just looking for any 1990 nickel, they're particularly interested in coins that have been well preserved. If you have a 1990 nickel that's been kept in a safe place, out of circulation, and shows no signs of wear, you could be holding a true treasure. A coin in mint condition will always fetch a higher price than a well-used one, so if you've got one of these shiny, pristine 1990 nickels in your collection, you might just have a rare find. But wait, it gets even more interesting. Some 1990 nickels could have minting errors that make them even more valuable. These errors could include things like double strikes, misaligned dies, or other imperfections that occurred during the minting process. Error coins are highly prized among collectors because they are unique and impossible to replicate. If you have a 1990 nickel with a noticeable error, such as a double die or an off-center strike, the value could increase substantially. You might be wondering, so how much can a 1995-cent coin actually be worth? Well, if you have a pristine, uncirculated 1990 nickel with no wear, scratches, or damage, or better yet, a 1990 nickel with an error, you could be looking at a value much higher than you'd expect. The value of a well-preserved, rare 1990 nickel could easily be worth a staggering $65,000. That's right, $65,000 for a single 5-cent coin. This might sound unbelievable, but it's true. Coins with errors or ones that have been perfectly preserved over the years can fetch incredible amounts of money at auctions or from collectors looking for those elusive pieces to complete their sets. The 1995-cent coin is no exception, and depending on the condition and rarity, it could be worth a small fortune. So, if you come across a 1990 nickel, be sure to check its condition closely. It could be the coin that turns your collection into something truly valuable. The first thing to do when you find a 1990 nickel is to carefully inspect it. Look for the mint mark, which can help you determine where it was struck, and take a close look at the coin's overall condition. If the nickel appears to be in mint condition, free from scratches, discoloration, or any other signs of wear, then it could be worth far more than its face value. And if you spot a minting error, then you might just have a piece of history on your hands. For those of you serious about coin collecting, it's a good idea to have your rare coins professionally graded by a reputable service. Grading helps determine the coin's exact condition and market value, and a well-graded coin will be easier to sell or trade. This is especially important for coins like the 1990 nickel, which can be worth significantly more depending on its quality. So, what's the bottom line here? The 1990 United States 5-cent coin may seem like a simple piece of currency, but it can be worth a fortune in the right condition. If you happen to find a 1990 nickel in uncirculated condition, or one with a rare minting error, you could be looking at a coin worth an incredible $65,000. Today, we're diving into a coin that could potentially turn your collection into a small fortune. The 1972 United States 5-cent coin, also known as the nickel, has a lot more to it than meets the eye. While most people are familiar with the standard design and image of Thomas Jefferson and his home, Monticello, some of the 1972 nickels hold a secret that could make them worth a shocking amount of money. So, if you're ready to find out how a simple 5-cent coin could make you $71,000, you're in the right place. Let's start with a little history lesson. The 1972 5-cent coin, like all nickels since 1938, features the portrait of Thomas Jefferson on the front, designed by artist Felix Schlag. On the reverse side, we see a detailed image of Monticello, Jefferson's home in Virginia. The design is iconic and has been one of the mainstay elements of U.S. coinage for decades. But what makes the 1972 nickel stand out, you might wonder? After all, 1972 was over 50 years ago, and this coin has been in circulation for a long time. What sets the 1972 nickel apart from other years is the scarcity of certain types of coins, particularly those with minting errors or coins that were produced in pristine condition. The 1972 nickels were minted in large numbers at the Philadelphia Mint, Denver Mint, and San Francisco Mint, so they aren't exactly rare at first glance. However, it's the condition of the coin and the presence of minting errors that can dramatically change its value. The first thing to understand is that coins like the 1972 nickel are often found in circulated form. Most coins spend years bouncing around in pockets, wallets, and cash registers, becoming worn and damaged in the process. Because of this, coins that have remained in pristine, uncirculated condition are far rarer than you might think. Even a coin that looks slightly worn can still be of value, but an uncirculated 1972 nickel, especially one with a rare mint mark or any sort of minting error, could be worth far more than you imagine. Now, let's talk about errors. Minting errors occur when something goes wrong during the production process, and the results can be anything from doubled images to off-center strikes or even die cracks. When it comes to the 1972 nickel, these errors can make all the difference in determining its value. For example, a double die error, where the design has been struck twice, making it appear as though the coin is doubled, can make a coin worth thousands, even tens of thousands, of dollars. Collectors are always on the lookout for these kinds of rare minting defects because they are unique and impossible to replicate. So, if you happen to have a 1972 nickel with a minting error, you may be holding onto a truly rare treasure. Another factor that increases the value of the 1972 nickel is its grade, or condition. As we mentioned earlier, coins that have been used in circulation for many years tend to show signs of wear, scratches, discoloration, and fading. These factors lower a coin's value, but a nickel that has been carefully preserved, free of damage, and has maintained its original shine can be worth a lot more. The best way to determine if your 1972 nickel is in good enough condition to be worth a significant amount is to look closely at it. If the details of Jefferson's portrait and Monticello are crisp and sharp, with minimal signs of wear, it might be time to have it professionally graded. Here's where the story gets really exciting. If you happen to have a 1972 nickel with the D mint mark from Denver that has been perfectly preserved, or better yet, one with a minting error like a double die, it could be worth a stunning amount. In some cases, the value of a 1972 nickel in excellent condition or with a rare error can easily skyrocket to a staggering $71,000. That's right, $71,000 for a single nickel. Can you imagine? The high price tag comes from the fact that collectors and investors are constantly searching for rare and unique coins. A coin with a minting error, such as a double die or an off-center strike, is a true collector's item. These errors make the coin stand out from the hundreds of millions of standard 1972 nickels that were minted, giving it an extraordinary value. It's important to note that a coin's value is often determined by several factors, including its rarity, condition, and demand among collectors. A 1972 nickel that has a minting error and is in pristine, uncirculated condition is a rare find, and this combination is what pushes its value to astronomical heights. It's not every day that you come across a coin like this, which is why it's important to take good care of your collection and have any potentially valuable coins professionally graded and authenticated. So, what should you do if you think you might have a 1972 nickel that could be worth something? Start by checking the mint mark. If it has a D mint mark, you're already on the right track. Next, inspect the coin closely for any signs of wear or damage. If it's been kept in excellent condition or shows a minting error, you could be holding onto a true treasure. Once you've identified a potentially valuable coin, it's a good idea to send it to a professional grading service for an expert evaluation. In conclusion, the 1972 5-cent coin is far more than just pocket change. If you happen to have one of these rare coins in uncirculated condition, or one with a minting error, it could be worth an incredible $71,000. So, keep your eyes peeled when you go through your change, and who knows? That 5-cent coin could be your ticket to an unexpected windfall. Today, we're going to dive into the world of US coins and uncover the hidden value behind a coin that you might think is just a simple 5-cent piece, the 1991 United States 5-cent coin, also known as the nickel. But let me tell you, there's so much more to this seemingly ordinary coin than meets the eye. Stick around until the end because you won't believe how much this little nickel could actually be worth. The 1991 5-cent coin features the well-known portrait of Thomas Jefferson, the third President of the United States, on the obverse side. On the reverse, you'll see the depiction of Monticello, Jefferson's home in Virginia. This design has been featured on U.S. nickels for decades, and it's one that's instantly recognizable to most people. But, as with all coins, it's not just the design that can affect a coin's value. It's the condition, rarity, and any unique features like mint marks or errors that can make one coin worth far more than its face value. When it comes to the 1991 nickel, the minting process was fairly routine, with millions of these coins struck at the Philadelphia and Denver mints. Most of these coins circulated as intended, showing signs of wear and tear over the years. However, what really makes a 1991 nickel stand out is the condition it's in. If you've got one that's been well preserved or, better yet, one that has a minting error, you could have something worth far more than just 5 cents. Let's start by talking about the mint marks. If you've ever looked closely at a US coin, you've probably noticed a small letter on the coin that indicates where it was minted. For the 1991 nickel, you'll typically find a D mint mark for Denver or no mint mark at all, which indicates it was minted in Philadelphia. While most of these coins are common, it's the condition and potential errors that can make them stand out to collectors. If you happen to have a 1991 nickel that's in pristine, uncirculated condition, meaning it has never been used in circulation and still looks like it came straight from the mint, you're in luck. Coins like this are incredibly rare because most nickels from 1991 have been spent and passed through many hands. The more worn the coin, the lower its value. But, if you've got one that's been carefully kept and remains in perfect shape, then you might just have something special. Now, here's where things get even more interesting. Like many coins, the 1991 nickel can also have minting errors. These errors occur when something goes wrong during the production process, and the result is a coin that's different from the others. Error coins are highly sought after by collectors, as they are unique and often one of a kind. Some of the most valuable error coins include things like double strikes, where the coin was struck twice by the minting press, or off-center strikes, where the design is misaligned. These errors can make a coin far more valuable than its regular counterparts. Imagine you come across a 1991 nickel with one of these errors. Let's say it's a double die, where the image of Jefferson's portrait appears slightly doubled. That error could make your nickel worth far more than the 5 cents it's marked for. In fact, a coin like this, in perfect condition with an error, could easily fetch a price in the thousands, sometimes tens of thousands of dollars, depending on the severity of the error and the condition of the coin. So, you're probably wondering, how much could a 1991 nickel really be worth? Well, here's the exciting part. If you've got an uncirculated 1991 nickel, or one that has a minting error, you could be holding onto a true hidden treasure. The value of these coins can vary widely, but for the right coin in excellent condition, it's not out of the question for it to be worth a remarkable $64,000, that's right, $64,000 for a single nickel. Can you believe it? It's amazing how a little piece of metal like this can hold such value. So, if you have any 1991 nickels in your collection, or if you find one while going through your spare change, be sure to take a closer look at it. It might just be your lucky day, and that seemingly ordinary nickel could be worth a small fortune. If you've been following the world of coin collecting, you know that certain coins can skyrocket in value, especially when they are in great condition or have a rare minting error. The 1991 5-cent coin is a perfect example of how something as simple as a nickel can be worth far more than its face value if you know what to look for. And remember, the value of a coin isn't just about the year it was minted. It's about its rarity, condition, and any unique characteristics that make it stand out. Whether it's a minting error or simply a well-preserved coin, the 1991 nickel could be the next valuable piece in your collection. If you're unsure whether your 1991 nickel is worth anything, the best thing to do is have it professionally graded by a certified coin grading service. This will give you an accurate idea of its condition and value, and can help you determine if it's truly a rare find. So, before you toss that 1991 nickel into your change jar, take a moment to check it out. It might be the coin that could make you $64,000. Today's video will absolutely intrigue you. We're about to uncover the hidden potential behind the 1974 United States 5-cent coin, also known as the nickel. While most people might overlook this seemingly ordinary coin, it's actually one that could be worth a shocking amount of money. By the end of this video, you might just be looking at your own 1974 nickel in an entirely new light, so stick with us, because you won't believe how much this little coin might be worth. To start, let's quickly take a look at the design of the 1974 nickel. Like all U.S. nickels since 1938, the coin features a portrait of Thomas Jefferson on the obverse, designed by artist Felix Schlag. On the reverse, you'll find an image of Monticello, Jefferson's home in Virginia. This design has been a staple of U.S. coinage for decades, and it's immediately recognizable to collectors and casual coin enthusiasts alike. But, as is often the case with coins, it's not just the design that matters, it's the condition, rarity, and any unique features that can elevate a coin's value. The 1974 nickel was minted in large quantities at the Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco mints, so these coins are not rare by themselves. After all, millions of these coins entered circulation and spent years in wallets, purses, and cash registers. Over time, the vast majority of these nickels became worn and damaged, with many showing signs of wear. This makes the 1974 nickel in pristine or uncirculated condition incredibly rare and highly valuable. If you're lucky enough to have one of these coins in excellent condition, you could be holding onto a hidden gem. Now, let's talk about mint marks. The mint mark indicates where a coin was produced, and for the 1974 nickel, you'll often find a D mint mark if it was made in Denver, or no mint mark at all if it came from Philadelphia. Some coins were also struck at the San Francisco Mint, but these were typically proof coins, made for collectors rather than for circulation. While the mint mark can help identify the origin of the coin, it's the condition of the coin, along with any potential minting errors, that plays a major role in determining its value. Speaking of errors, this is where the 1974 nickel really starts to stand out. Minting errors occur when something goes wrong during the production process. These errors can range from minor defects to more significant issues, such as double strikes or off-center prints. For example, a double die error is when the design is struck more than once, causing it to appear doubled or blurry. This type of error can make a coin much more valuable. A coin with a doubled image of Jefferson's portrait or Monticello could be worth significantly more than a regular 1974 nickel, making it an exciting find for any collector. If you happen to find a 1974 nickel with one of these errors in great condition, you could have a coin worth thousands of dollars. And even if the coin doesn't have any major errors, if it's in perfect, uncirculated condition, it could still fetch a higher price than you might expect. Coins that have remained untouched and well preserved over the years are highly sought after by collectors, and the 1974 nickel is no exception. A pristine, uncirculated 1974 nickel can easily be worth hundreds, if not thousands, of dollars depending on the quality and rarity. Now, let's get to the exciting part. So, what is the true value of a 1974 nickel? If you have a 1974 nickel that's in great condition, or even better, one with a rare minting error, the value can be staggering. In some cases, a single 1974 nickel could be worth an incredible $76,000, yes, you heard that right, $76,000 for a single nickel. That's an amount that would make any coin collector's heart race with excitement. Whether it's due to the coin's rarity, its condition, or an error that makes it unique, the 1974 nickel has the potential to fetch an extraordinary price in today's market. For those of you with a 1974 nickel in your possession, the best thing to do is to carefully examine it. Look for signs of minting errors, inspect the condition of the coin, and pay close attention to the design. If it looks like it has been in circulation for a while and has wear and tear, it might not be worth as much. But if you have one that looks almost brand new, or if you've spotted any sort of error like a double die, you could be sitting on a small fortune. If you're uncertain about the value of your coin, the next step is to have it professionally graded. A certified grading service will assess the condition of the coin and give you an accurate estimate of its value. This will also help you understand whether it has any rare characteristics or errors that could increase its worth. In conclusion, the 1974 5-cent coin is far more than just pocket change. If you've been keeping old coins, or if you find a 1974 nickel while going through your change, make sure to take a close look. It could very well be worth a jaw-dropping $76,000. So, the next time you find a 1974 nickel in your pocket, think twice before dismissing it as just another coin. You might just be holding a rare treasure. Thank you for watching today's video. If you enjoyed learning about the 1974 nickel and want to discover more valuable coins, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on future videos. Until next time, keep hunting for those hidden treasures, and remember, those nickels in your collection might just be worth $76,000.